everyone, welcome to yoga. Today for our practice, you will need a strap, and if you don't have a strap, you can use something like a scarf that you may have at home, something that has some length to it, so that in case you need a little bit of extra help opening up through the hamstrings in our beginning of our practice. And then if you need blocks, if you typically use blocks for your practice, go ahead and grab those as well. So today our focus is going to be on presence, and our mantra will be here now. So to begin our practice, move your strap to the side and come laying on your back. So all the way down. And this you can choose. You can either walk your feet as wide as your mat and have your knees together, or you can lay all the way down in Shavasana. So let's start there. Everybody getting settled and just allowing the body to be heavy. And just becoming aware of your breath. So maybe not altering it or changing it right now, but just bringing awareness to the breath. And the breath is often a place that tells us how we're feeling. It often elicits the emotion that may be stuck or heavy. It can also be happy. So today, if you are feeling good, maybe you feel an energy surging through your body in a good way. Maybe if you're feeling like things are really heavy right now, and you need a little bit more levity, allow this time on your mat to be that space that you're craving. So beginning by letting the body get heavy, bringing awareness to the back of the skull connected to the earth, maybe rocking the head side to side, releasing any tension that may be between the brows and in the jaw. And if the shoulders have crept up to the ears, allow them to slide down softly onto the mat. Allow the belly to soften and be aware of the legs as they lay heavy on the mat. Now bringing some awareness into the breath, going through our 4-part breath, taking a breath in by the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, and empty 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, chest rises, belly and diaphragm expand, pause. Empty, belly deflates, and chest melts back down to the earth. With your inhale, chest rises up to the sky, belly expands. And with your exhale, belly contracts and the chest contracts. Continue your breathing on your own, breathing into your count of 4 and exhaling by your count of 4. And now adding in the mantra, be here now. Maybe you particularly prefer just now. Noticing what the mind does in just a little bit of silence that I've provided. Can you come back to the present moment again and again and again? Don't be too hard on yourself. Especially right now, we need some softening. And now bringing some awareness back into the body. Maybe wiggle the fingers and the toes. And you're more than welcome to stretch like it's the first time you've stretched this morning. And nice and gently bringing the knees into the chest, maybe one knee at a time. And give yourself a little squeeze, keeping the head connected to the back of the mat. And now when you're ready, taking your hands to the knees, rotating the knees out, making a gigantic circle, and meeting back in the middle. Use your breath. Inhale, open up through the hips. And exhale, bringing the knees back into the chest. Open up. Use your entire capacity of the breath. And all the way back in. And now rotate counter, which you just did. So maybe you come out and back in the opposite way. Just bringing some awareness into the back body, bringing some awareness into the hips. And feeling the awakening in the body, but also the presence. And from here, keeping the right knee into the chest, extend that left leg long, and place it down on the mat. You may need to scooch back like I am a bit. Bring that knee into the chest, and maybe feel a little bit of an opening here. If there's any pinching, release it slightly. strap, grab your scarf, whatever you have, and place the strap at the ball of the right foot. Whenever you're ready, extend that right leg long and high. So you might want to take a little bend into that right knee, and that's okay. You may have tight hamstrings, and they're supposed to be that way, so give yourself some softness here. The more you peel the toes back to your face by plantar flexing the foot, the more sensation you'll feel in the calf and the hamstring, and maybe even down into the glute. So from here, take your hands, grabbing both sides of the strap. Take a breath in, and with your empty, just feel the sensation in the back of the right leg. Breathing in so much so that the belly expands, and empty, focusing on the present moment. Last one, breathe in, maybe pull the right leg closer, and empty. Next, inhale, pass both of the straps off to the left hand, and allow that right leg to cross over the body. Keep that right hand down to the earth. You want to keep both of your scapula connected to the back of the mat, and feel that opening now in the IT band and the outer right hip. Maybe if you need a little bit more, pull the strap a little bit closer to you. And again, try and keep those shoulders connected to the earth. Now add in the breath, breathe in, and empty. And fill your lungs, and release. Last one, breathe in, be here now, empty. Next, inhale, brings that right foot right above your face. And now, pass both of the straps off to the right hand, opening the right leg wide. You can bring that left arm down to the earth to find a little bit more stability here. Now we're opening up to the inside of that right hip. Take a breath in, and empty the breath. Breathe in, and release. Last one, inhale, and empty the breath. Next, inhale, brings that right leg back to center. Take a bend now through the right knee, and grab the outside pinky edge of the right foot for half of a happy baby. Making sure that we can get that ankle and that knee aligned, continuing to open up through that right side. Keeping that left arm down to keep you anchored, breath in. And with your empty, maybe pulling the knee down slightly. Now we'll take a little bit of a twist here. So bending through the right knee, placing that right foot back down onto the mat. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee and take a little twist here. Again, keep that right arm down to find some stability. Gaze travels over to the right. Take a full inhale, maybe you find a little crack or pop in your back, and empty out. If your mind has traveled, come back, breathe in, and empty. Last one, breath in, and release the breath. Next, inhale, transition back to center. Bring that right knee into the chest, give it a little squeeze, and extend the right leg long. This time, bring that left knee into the chest, give it a little bit of a squeeze, and this time, take the strap and place it around the ball of the left foot. Extend that left leg long, and find a second here to feel the difference, maybe on either side. So my left hamstring tends to be a little bit tighter, so using that presence, that mindfulness, to feel the difference on either side. Taking your strap in either hand, take a breath in, and empty your breath out. Try to be here now. Breathe in, and empty. Last one, breath in, and release the breath. Next, inhale, pass the strap over to the right hand now, crossing that left leg across your body. Bring that left arm down to the earth so that you can find some anchoring here. Breathe in, feel the opening now on the outside of the left hip, and empty. Fill your lungs, and release. Both scapula attached to the earth. Last one, breath in, and empty. Next, inhale, use as a transition to bring that left leg back up to center, passing the straps off now to the left hand. Allow that left leg to drop. Use the right arm as an anchor to the earth. Breathing in, and releasing the breath. Now opening in the left inner hip, breath in, and empty. Last one, breathe in, and release the breath. Next, inhale, brings that left leg back to center. Take a bend outside of the left pinky toe side of the foot, making sure that our heel and our knee are aligned. Take a breath in. And with your empty, just feel an opening a little bit more by pulling that knee down to the earth. Now, placing that left foot back onto the mat, left arm down to the earth. Take that right hand to the outside of the left knee and take a twist here. So now gaze comes over to the left, opening up through the spine, nice and easy. Breathing in and empty. Now next inhale, brings those knees back together, coming back to your breath and being present. Give yourself a little squeeze, but this time, bring the forehead up to the knees and wrap your arms around your legs, giving yourself a nice little hug, well-deserving hug for bringing yourself to your mat today. Crossing the right ankle over the left, taking a rock and a roll, and coming up into seated. So from here, let's just take an inhale, arms up to the sky. And with your exhale, bring the right arm down to the mat, open up through the left side. Inhale back to center. And now left hand down to the mat, open up through the right side body, bending through the left arm. Inhale back to center. And exhale, hands into Samasthiti or a prayer all the way down to your heart. So maybe bringing the thumb knuckles into the heart, feeling the sensation in the body even after just moving for a little bit. How often has your mind wandered? This is the nature of the mind. It will wander and bring it back again and again and again. Use your breath and use your mantra to bring you back here now. Notice what's connected to the earth. Feel the sensation in the body. From here, take a breath in. Part the lips inside out. Seal the lips. And moving into our Ujjayi breath. So teaching that a bit today. Take an inhale through your nose and constricting at the back of the throat, exhale. Just as though you're fogging the glass, maybe like you were a kid, you went and draw on it. Try that but with your mouth closed. So practice now. Inhale. Constrict at the back of the throat, Ujjayi breathing. We kind of want it to sound like a wave. So try that today. If that doesn't feel good for you, you don't have to. From now, rolling over those ankles and coming up to tabletop position. And from here, spreading through the fingers, making sure that our knees and our hips are aligned, making sure that our wrists, our elbows, and our shoulders are aligned, spreading through the fingers. Take an inhale here, tailbone tips up to the sky and chest opens. With your exhale, push through your palms and round through your spine for cat pose. Inhale, cow, chest comes through the shoulders. And exhale, round through your spine for cats. Inhale, heart space comes forward. And exhale, round through the back for cat. Now in this cat, stay here. Come up onto the fingertips. Take an inhale and spread through the scapula and back body. And with your empty, coming back down onto your hands. From here, walking your hands out, so much so that the forearms come down to the earth for a puppy pose. And again, making sure that we have an alignment with the knees and the hips. Flat palms. Sink your chest a little bit farther back into or towards the thighs. Opening through either side of your armpits. Take an inhale. And empty, melting the chest down to the earth. Next, inhale, tuck the toes under, moving into dolphin pose. So just lifting the hips up to the sky and walking your toes in. And maybe you walk out your dolphin, bringing one heel down at a time. Breath in and empty. And breathe in and release. Come into stillness in your dolphin, wrapping the triceps back, feeling the support in the forearms and in the hands. And whenever you're ready, bring your knees back down to the earth, knees together, hips back towards the heels for child's pose. Bring your head back down to the mat. Next, inhale, walking your hands back to your knees. Lift your hips off of your heels. Take an inhale up to the sky. And with your exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Let's take one more. Take a breath in. This time, interlace the fingers, leaving the pointer fingers out and crossing through the thumbs. Breath in to find some lengthening in either side of your body. And with your empty, rotate over to the right side of the room, stretching through the left side body. Inhaling back to center. Emptying over towards the left side of the room, opening up through the right side body. Inhaling back to center. Maybe you take a mini back bend here, feeling all 10 toenails connected to the earth. Coming back to center with an inhale. Exhaling, hands down to the earth, back into your tabletop. This time, walk your hands out to the top of the mat. Spread through your fingers. Tuck the toes under and move into downward facing dog. So make this downward dog your downward facing dog. So maybe it doesn't look like mine. Maybe your heels are all the way up. Maybe they melt all the way down to the mat. What we do want is a fist distance, if you can, between your feet. We want to spread through the hands here, spread through the fingers so you have a good base of support. Wrapping the triceps back. Inhale, lift through the heels. And exhale, melt them back down to the earth. Inhale, lift, get back into the breath, be present, what is connected to the earth. Exhale, back down. Last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, melt. Inhale, gaze comes to the top of the mat. And one tiny toe step at a time, walking your feet in between your hands. Inhaling, halfway lift, spine is long, crown of the head reaches. Empty and fold, feel the opening in the hamstrings, 2 more. Inhaling, halfway lift, hands to shins, crown of the head reaches. Empty to fold. Let's take 1 more. Inhale, halfway lift. And with your empty, bringing the fingertips down to the earth if you can, or to a block. Heel toeing the feet a little bit wider than hips distance. And from here, I'd like you to interlace your fingers. Take them to the base of your skull and let your head melt down to the earth. Now lift up through your toes, spread them and plant them back down to the earth. Allow whatever is weighing on you, whatever is heavy, to release here. Let your head get heavy. Feel an opening in your hamstrings. Feel an opening in your mind. Can you feel all 4 corners of your feet? Can you feel your toes connected to the earth? If your mind has wandered, come back to the breath. Breathe in. And empty. Releasing the grip from behind your head. Fingertips down to the earth. Heel toeing the feet back together. Big toes touch. Slight gap in between the heels. Inhaling, halfway lift. And empty, melts. Fold. Inhale, root to rise. Tall mountain. Bringing the biceps by the ears. Pinky fingers in. And with your empty, melt all the way back down to the earth. All the way down, surrendering. Inhale, halfway lift. And with your exhale, bring your fingertips down to the mat. Keep that right leg planted, right foot planted, and bring the left leg to the back of the mat. Left foot is extended long. When you feel ready, bring that left knee down to the earth. So from here, moving into our low lizard lunge. Bring that right hand to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe that foot a little bit wider. And if you feel ready here, if you feel good in this pose, you can bring the forearms down to the mat or down to a block. And if you'd like a little bit more, you can open up through that right hip. So from here, coming back into the breath, feel what's connected to the earth and find presence. Be here now. Breathe in and empty. Practice the Ujjayi breath. Breathe in and like a wave, constrict at the back of the throat. Last one, breath in and empty. Come back up to long arms. Heel toe that right foot back to center. Bring the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Come up onto the fingertops. Take a breath in, open up through your heart. And with your exhale, push into that right leg into half Hanumura and half splits. Pull that right heel back slightly so that the right hip is lined up with the left. And let's take a wave through that Ujjayi breathing. Breathe in, open up through your heart. And with your exhale, melting over that right leg. Inhale, lift up. And with an empty, feel a deeper opening in that right thigh. Inhale, lift. And empty, fold. Inhale, lift up. And this time, bring that left hand to the outside of the right leg and take a little twist here. If you want a little bit more, gazing over that right right shoulder, feeling an opening in the outside of the right thigh. Breathe in and empty to stay. Next inhale, coming all the way, swiveling back to center. Walk your hands to the top of the mat. Keep the left hand planted, right arm comes up to the sky. Gaze comes up if you feel comfortable. Right hand's the outside of the right foot. Tuck the left toes under. Lift up through the left knee. Left foot meets the right top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, tall mountain, biceps by the ears, pinky fingers reach, be here now. And with your exhale, swan diving down to the earth. Inhaling, long spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold fingertips down to the mat. Keep the left foot planted, right foot now goes to the back of the mat. Whenever you have a knee and ankle alignment, bring that right knee down to the mat. Release the top of the foot. Bring that left hand to the inside of the left foot. Now low lizard lunge on the left side. Take this where you'd like it to go. Breathe in. And with your empty, be mindful of the left hip. Coming down to the earth if that's comfortable, or staying up on the block. If you'd like to open up through the left hip, you are more than welcome. Breathe in. Belly expands, and with your empty, belly contracts and chest contracts. Breath in, try to be here, try to be in your body. And with each empty, ridding yourself of anything that feels heavy. Breath in, feel levity. And empty, feel a little release. Next inhale, come back up onto long arms. Take the left hand to the outside of the left foot, so wiggle walk that foot back to the mat. Inhale, come up onto your finger tops. And with your empty now, push into that left foot, peeling the left toes back to your face. I like to pull that heel back slightly, coming up onto your finger tops, taking that wave-like motion, using our Ujjayi breath, constricting at the back of the throat. Take an inhale, lift up through your heart. And with an empty, melt your chest over the left leg. Inhale, lift up. Empty, melt. Last one, breathe in, open up, and empty back down to the earth. Next inhale, lift up, and take now that right hand to the outside of the left leg, taking a little twist to your gaze over the left shoulder if you need a little bit more. Use your breath to find space. And with your empty, swivel back to center. Walking your hands to the top of the mat, bend through that left knee. Keep that right hand planted now, left arm up to the sky for a twist. Left hand down to the outside of the left foot. Tuck the right toes under. Lift up through the right knee. Right foot meets the left top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, melt and fold. Inhale, biceps by the ears. Find some space here. And empty, swan dive or prayer all the way back down to the earth. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the palms. Step back to your high plank. From here, we'll take a modified sun salutation A. Bring your knees down to the mat. You're welcome to keep them up if you'd like. Take an inhale, pushing slightly forward, making sure we have alignment. And with your exhale, squeezing the elbows into the ribs. Take a cobra, planting the palms under the shoulders. And melt back down to the earth. Pushing back into your child's pose. Rolling up and over through the toes for downward facing dog. Taking 2 more of those at your pace. Inhale, gaze comes to the top of the mat. Be here now. Empty, step or hop, feet between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, spine long. Exhale, fold, light up the hamstrings. Root to rise, inhale, tall mountain. And empty, surrender all the way down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Empty, plant the palms, step or hop back to your high plank. Move through your chaturanga if that feels good for you, or skip it and move into downward facing dog. With your upper dog, keeping the thighs off of the mat. And rolling over the toes to downward facing dog, spreading through the fingers here, melting the chest down towards the thighs. Last one, inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or hop. Inhaling, halfway lift, feel the warmth in your body. Empty, melt and fold. Inhale, biceps by the ears. And empty, surrender back down to the earth. Inhaling, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop back. Move through your chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra. Take your breath and your pace the way you'd like to take it. And exhaling into downward facing dog. From here, gaze comes to the top of the mat. Exhale, step or hop. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips down to the earth. Keep that right foot planted to the top of the mat. Left leg to the back of the mat. This time we are not moving into a low lunge, but a high crescent lunge. Making sure your knee and your ankle are aligned. Whenever you're ready, take an inhale, biceps by the ears, pinky fingers in. And empty, sink into this pose. Breathe in, be here now. And empty. Last one, breath in. Before we transition and release. Next inhale brings the left arm to the front of the mat and right arm to the back, opening up. If you want a little bit more, gaze over that right shoulder. Last breath in, empty to stay. Inhale swivels you all the way back to center. And with your empty, now the left palm plants on the earth, right arm up to the sky. Breath in, reach. And empty, right hand to the outside of the right foot. Left foot meets the right, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roots rise, tall mountain, biceps by the ears, pinky fingers in. And exhale, swan dive or prayer, surrendering down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips down to the mat. Keep that left foot now planted, right foot to the back of the mat. Moving into your high crescent lunge, making sure that you have alignment. Belly button into spine, activate the core. Inhale, biceps by the ears. Take a second to settle in here. Breath in, empty to stay. Breathe in. Be here now, empty, stay here with us. Last one, breath in. And release. Next inhale, now bring the right arm to the front of the mat, left arm to the back of the mat. Gaze over that left shoulder, breathe in, and empty. We'll stay here, breath in, and release. Last one, breathe in, and empty. Left hand meets the right, inhale all the way up. And now exhale, right hand down to the earth, left arm stays lifted. Gaze up to those left fingertips. Left hand to the outside of the left foot. Right foot meets the left top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Empty, mountain fold. Inhale, biceps by the ears, tall mountain. And with your empty, sink into chair pose. So your chair may look a little bit different than mine. Maybe your feet are a little bit wider apart for a better base of support. Maybe they're closer together. What I don't want is a big round through the spine. Tuck the tailbone under, biceps by the ears. If that doesn't feel good, come to cactus arms. And if that doesn't feel good, come into prayer. Breathe in, be present. Feel your legs light up, empty. You can pulse here. Inhale, maybe lift slightly. Empty, sink. Inhale, lift. You got this, empty, sink. Last one, breathe in and empty. Next inhale, biceps by the ears, tall mountain. And with your empty, right hand comes down to the right thigh, open up through the left side body. Inhale, back to center. And with your empty, left arm down to the left thigh, open up through the right side. Inhale, back to center. And with your empty, sink back into your chair pose. This time, bring the hands into prayer, into your heart. Take a breath in. And with your empty, we're gonna twist. So you can bring your left elbow to the right knee. If that's too much, just bring that left hand to the outer right knee and bring your right hand to your back. Breathe in and empty. Inhale, swivel back to center. Other side, exhale, right elbow catches the outside of the left knee. Twist out through the spine. Inhale, back to center. And this time, empty, forward fold. Heel toeing the feet a little bit wider than hips distance here. And for now, let's grab opposite elbows, rocking side to side. Coming back to your breath. Breathe in. And let your head get heavy with an empty. empty. Last one, breath in. And release the arms with an empty. Heel toeing your feet back together here. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, melting and folding. Inhale all the way up, biceps by the ears, tall mountain. And with your empty, bringing your hands back into your heart. Moving into tree pose now, into a balancing pose. So sometimes I like to come off of my mat. My mat's a little squishy and I don't get as much balance. So go wherever feels most comfortable for you. From here, plant the right foot down to the earth. Bringing that left foot either to the ankle, the calf belly, or all the way up to the inner thigh. It does not make you a better yogi to bring it all the way up here. Maybe your balance feels off today, but never at your knees. So wherever you feel comfortable today, let's take an opening through the hip, making sure your toes are spread. Bringing your hands to your hips to start. Now focusing on an unmoving spot. So it wouldn't be a great idea to look at me right now. We're practicing on being present. So finding the spot, following my voice. Bring your hands now into prayer, Anjali Mudra. With your next inhale, grow your tree. So maybe your arms reach up to the sky and open up. Feeling that right foot planted onto the earth. And now noticing your thoughts. Have they traveled away again, either into the past or into the future? Can you be here? Can you feel that right foot connected to the earth? Can you use your breath to feel solid? Take one last inhale. And empty, bringing your hands into heart and your left leg down to the earth. And wiggle out a little bit here. You may feel some tension in that right leg, and that's okay. This time, plant and ground down through the left foot. So we want to feel as though our leg is rooted to the earth. Bring the right foot now either to the ankle, the calf belly, or all the way up to the left inner thigh. Opening up through the hip here. Pressing our left leg into our right foot into the left leg. Finding that drishti or unmoving spot. Bring your hands to your hips, or if you feel balance, bringing them into prayer. Next, inhale, grow your tree. Bring your prayer up to the sky and open up. If you feel good here, if you want a little bit of a challenge, maybe your gaze comes up. But what I want you to focus on is having that left leg rooted to the earth. Focusing on our mantra, be here now. Bring your mind back again and again and again and again. Breathe in. And now that right foot back down to the earth. And wiggle that out there a little bit. Inhale, biceps by the ears. And with your empty, melt all the way down, forward fold. Take a big bend in through that right knee. So opening up through that left hamstring. If you can, bring that left hand down to the mat or add a block. So keeping that right knee bent, bring that right arm up to the sky. Breathe in. And empty back down to the earth. This time bend through the left knee. Keep the right hand planted or to a block if that feels good for you. Next inhale brings the left arm up to the sky. Breathe in. And empty back down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. And now feel that opening in the hamstrings as you fold throughout our entire practice. Inhale, root to rise, tall mountain. And empty, sink all the way down into your chair pose. Breathe in. And empty, sink. Breath in. And empty, sink. And nice and safely breathe in. I like to bring my hands down, or maybe you place that foot back a little bit so that you can come all the way down to seated. Nice and safe. Bring your glutes to mid-mat here. And we'll finish by doing some boat and canoe and getting into the hips. So whenever you're ready, bring your hands down by either side. Bring your shins parallel to the mat, or if you'd like a little bit more, extending through the legs. So for here, this feels good for me today. So wherever you are, if you feel comfortable, bring those fingertips forward. Gaze should be down at your feet. Take a breath in, and with your empty, lower down to canoe. So just engage through the belly, lower down. Inhale, come back up to your boat. Exhale, be here now, be present. Feel the belly fire up. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, down. Inhale, up to your boat. And exhale to your canoe. Stay in your canoe. Take one full breath in. And with your empty, relax down to the mat. Bending through the knees now, making sure that the hips are scooched back to the heels, bringing your fingers so that your middle fingers attach to the back of your heels, so just that you can touch them. So you may have to wiggle walk your feet in a little bit. Moving into our bridge pose. Your next inhale, I just want you to push through your feet and lift up through your hips. So from here, we don't want to squeeze through the glutes. Imagine that you're using just your legs to lift up. So imagine that there's a block in between your knees that you're squeezing. Try not to clench the glutes. If you'd like, you can interlace your fingers underneath and walk your scapula in slightly. Lifting the hips up. Now, can you be here now, even in this pose? Can you breathe so much so that the belly expands? Breath in and empty. Ujjayi breathing, breathe in and empty. Last one, breath in. And with your empty now, releasing the clasp if you had it, and bringing your spine back down onto the mat. Bringing the knees into the chest, forehead up to the knees. And grabbing the outsides of the feet for happy baby now. Making sure the ankle and the knees are aligned. Maybe you rock back and forth here. And feeling as though you're massaging out the back body. Beautiful job, everyone. And bringing that left foot down to the earth. And bring that right ankle just below the left knee. Your next breath in, bringing that left thigh into your belly area and releasing the fingers behind the thigh or around the calf. Make sure you plantar flex through that right foot. Breathe in. And with your empty, pulling the leg in to open up through the right hip. Breath in. And empty. Feel the sensation of the back body. Breathe in, connected to the earth, and feel an opening in the right hip. Every time the mind wanders, come back. Feel the sensation in your body. Feel the breath as it fills your lungs. Last one, breathe in. And empty. Bringing that left foot down to the earth. Releasing that right foot. This time, stacking that left ankle just below the right knee. With your next inhale, bringing that right leg into the body and releasing the fingers behind the thigh or around the outside of the shin. Breathe in. Plantar flex through the left foot to protect the joint and empty. Take a few rounds of breath on your own. Maybe closing your eyes. Maybe bringing those thoughts back into now. Wrangling them, bringing them back. Allowing yourself to soak in the last couple moments of your practice. Continuing to breathe and knowing that this is a way through mantra and through breath to come back again and again and again and again. And last one, breathe in. And with your empty, bringing that right foot down to the mat and then your left. Bringing your arms out to a cactus. Take a breath in. And with your empty, dropping the knees to the right, gaze over to the left. Little supine twist. Inhale, gaze back to center, knees back to center. And empty, drop the knees over to the left, gaze comes to the right. Inhaling back to center. And this time, connect the feet in Baddha Konasana. So feet together, heels together. And maybe you connect through your toes. And I like to have my arms open here. If that doesn't feel good or safe for you, bring the right hand to the left side of the chest or to the heart, and left hand to the belly. Or you can have your hands down to the earth. And the farther you scooch those feet towards the end of the mat, the less sensation you'll feel. The closer they are into your pelvis, the more you'll feel an opening in your hips. Let's just take a few rounds of breath here, just to finish up our practice. Breathe in and be present. Breathe in and empty. And breath in and release the breath. Now coming into your Shavasana. So maybe extending the legs long, opening up through the feet. Let them flop to the side. I like to have my legs a little bit wider than the mat. here, adjust your clothing in any way you need to so that you can find comfort. If you have an itch, scratch it now. Whatever thoughts you have, try to refocus to my voice. So now, keeping your eyes closed or softening your gaze. This is the true practice of being here now. In Shavasana, hardest pose. And so finding stillness, bringing some awareness back into the body. And let your breath be soft. In the absence of my voice, how quickly did you move into the future or to the past? We may have to do after this what you're worried about in the future. Maybe a loved one. Maybe something you did in the past that you are proud of, that sticks with you, makes you fearful. Can you let that go and come back to your breath? Feel the back body connected to the earth and the front body linked. Bring awareness, allowing a tingling sensation to start at the crown of the head. And feel it move through the space in between the brows, across the entire forehead. And allow the eyes to sink back in the head. Allow the lids to be soft. Feel the length of the nose, the space between the lips. Allow the jaw to release. Feel the full face get soft. Now bringing some awareness into the shoulders. And what are you carrying? What feels heavy? And ask yourself, can I control it? And does worrying help? And if it doesn't, try to release it now. Feel the biceps and the triceps light up, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the tops of your hands, the palms, and through each finger. Both of the arms light up. Feel that sensation coming back into the chest, swirling around your heart. Allow the chest to be light. Now notice then stretching the arms and the legs long. Take a big inhale. Part the left side out. Rolling off to one side, cradling your head. And whenever you're ready, pushing up into seated. And now keeping your eyes softened or closed here. Bring your hands into prayer Anjali Mudra. And then bringing the thumb knuckles up to the third eye. The light in me honors and bows to light in each and every one of you. Thank you for practicing today. We bow and say, Namaste.